Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a big one, that
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
What should you be doing with your career?
I think what's so interesting about this deep dive is that our subject has actually
Right.
worked in the corporate world.
Yes.
They've been in the trenches,
For sure.
and not just in one place.
Right.
They've seen it all.
Oh, yeah.
From newsrooms at CBS and AMC networks
Yeah.
to retail at Macy's.
Wow.
Even weather forecasting at AccuWeather and tech at Xerox. Now they're sharing all that as a career coach.
It's a wild resume, right?
Absolutely.
Talk about stories for days.
Oh, yeah.
And they seem like they're really not afraid to tell it like it is
Yeah.
about, the
Totally.
corporate world and their own journey.
Mhm.
Have you ever felt like you were stuck on that, hamster wheel at work?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Just going through the motions.
Yes, exactly.
It was kind of there.
I think we've all had those moments where it's like, is this it? It's like, what am I doing?
Totally.
Our subject talks about that feeling too.
Yeah.
They even have this funny story about questioning a colleague's lunch choices. Yeah, and it was that moment of what am I doing with my life?
Oh, wow.
That's when they knew something needed to change.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a good point where it's
Yeah.
sometimes you need that little
Yeah.
nudge.
You need that sign.
Or that wake-up call.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's where this advice about finding your zone of genius comes in.
Oh, I love that term.
It's so good, right?
Yeah, because it's that sweet spot
Mhm.
where what you're good at and what you're passionate about
Yes.
actually meets what the world needs.
It's not just about what you're good at,
Right.
but what you actually enjoy doing.
Yeah.
What feels effortless to you.
Totally.
And they illustrate this with a story about being at Macy's
Okay.
and surrounded by all these mannequins and designer clothes, but feeling so lost.
In the land of fashion.
Yeah. And they're in these meetings and everyone's throwing around all this corporate jargon,
The worst.
buzzwords galore. And they talk about this one phrase, leveraging stakeholder alignment.
Oh my gosh.
What does that even mean?
Right. You need a dictionary for these meetings.
And it finally clicked for them
What was that?
that their zone of genius was taking that kind of corporate mumbo jumbo
Yeah.
and making it relatable
Yeah.
and actionable.
Oh, I love that.
And guess what? That's
Yeah.
exactly what they're doing now as a career coach.
It all connects.
It all comes full circle.
See, that's a powerful lesson for everybody listening.
Think about it.
Right.
What are those things that you do that
Mhm.
just make people's jaws drop?
Mm-hmm.
What are the things that you're just naturally drawn to?
Yes.
What lights you up?
Yeah, what makes you excited to get out of bed?
Yes, because those are the clues.
Those are those little breadcrumbs
Yeah.
leading you to your own zone of genius.
And it might not be what you expect.
True.
It might not be something you studied in school
Oh, yeah.
or what your job is right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So think back to those moments.
Okay.
What gets you excited?
What feels easy?
What makes you lose track of time?
And don't discount anything.
Right.
No matter how small or weird it might seem.
Yes,
You never know where it might lead.
it could be the key to your zone of genius.
Absolutely.
And, this whole idea of a non-linear career path,
Yeah.
I feel like that really resonated with me because
Mhm.
our subject's own journey
Right.
is anything but a straight line.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah.
They went from weather forecasting at AccuWeather
Yeah.
to navigating the world of high-end retail at Macy's.
Talk about a pivot.
Seriously. Talk about a plot twist.
It's what,
It really throws a wrench in that whole
right.
climb the corporate ladder mentality.
It's who says you have to climb a ladder?
Right.
Maybe you're on a jungle gym.
Maybe you're on a swing set.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think their experience really shows that
Yeah.
sometimes it's more about exploring those different landscapes
I love that.
and gathering those skills along the way.
Totally.
Because you never know how it's all going to connect.
And you never know what's going to come in handy later.
Right. Who would have thought that
Yeah.
knowing about weather patterns would help you sell designer handbags?
Right.
Exactly. But maybe it does.
Maybe it translates.
Maybe there's some weird connection there.
You never know.
And that's what I think is so inspiring about their story is that
What's that?
they really embrace those twists and turns.
Yeah.
Even the parts that felt totally out of their comfort zone.
Totally. They had to learn weather terminology on the fly.
Oh, really?
They said they couldn't pronounce half the terms when they started at AccuWeather.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's kind of like learning a new language.
Oh, for sure.
But look at them now.
Successfully guiding others through their own career adventures.
Exactly. It's like proof that you don't have to follow that conventional path
Mm-hmm.
to find success.
They actually describe it more like riding a roller coaster than climbing a ladder,
Oh, that's a good one.
which is way more fun in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of taking risks,
Yes.
let's talk about their advice on networking.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had this hilarious story
What is it?
about going up to who they thought was a CEO at a conference
Okay.
and like launching into this whole spiel about their skills and experience.
Well,
And it turns out
bruh.
they had the wrong guy.
I know.
I know.
Oh, we've all been there.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Instead of like crumbling in embarrassment,
Yeah.
they owned it.
Really?
They like laughed it off
Oh, wow.
and ended up having this genuine conversation with the person
That's great.
who, by the way, turned out to be someone who could actually help them.
See?
It's like it always works out.
Yeah.
It's like those awkward moments sometimes lead to the best connections.
It's all about like how you recover, right?
It's the recovery.
It's like that authenticity. I think people can really spot it
Oh, yeah.
a mile away.
Totally.
And it's so disarming.
It's like you're not trying to put on a show.
Exactly.
They're just being yourself.
It's not about that perfectly rehearsed elevator pitch.
Right.
It's about making that real connection.
Exactly. And the best part is that awkward encounter actually led to a valuable contact for them.
See, I told you.
So it's like,
It's like those moments that you think are going to be the worst
I know,
turn out to be
the best.
the best. And their advice is like, don't overthink it.
Okay.
Just go up to someone, introduce yourself, be genuinely interested.
Yeah, be interested in what they have to say.
You never know where the conversation might lead.
Totally.
And they've actually helped their clients land some incredible jobs.
Really?
Just by encouraging them to do this, to like step outside their comfort zones.
That's amazing.
I know. Right. And make those connections because you never know.
You never know.
And it's funny because they talk about this idea of reframing networking as like an opportunity for human connection.
Yeah, it's not.
Instead of like this dreaded task.
Oh, it doesn't have to be a chore.
No. And yet we make it one.
It's like, why are we doing that to ourselves?
I know.
We're social creatures.
Yeah.
We're meant to connect with each other.
Exactly. Okay, but here's where they throw us a curveball.
What's that?
They say the best career advice
Yeah.
is to not take career advice too seriously.
Ooh, what do you make of that?
Right. I was like, wait a minute. It's kind of like, wait, what? You're
Right.
telling me not to listen to you.
Yeah, like, should I even be listening to this right now?
Exactly. But then it's like when you think about it, it kind of makes sense because we can get so caught up
Totally.
in following all those like
Yeah.
prescribed paths,
Those rules.
the checklists.
Yeah, checking off those boxes.
Trying to fit into somebody else's mold.
Someone else's definition of success.
Right. Like who says that's what my career has to look like.
Exactly.
And they actually talk about that.
Oh, really?
They talk about the danger of becoming what they call a corporate robot.
Ooh, what is that?
Like just going through the motions,
Yeah.
following all the rules,
Yeah.
but not questioning any of it.
Oh, wow. Just kind of on autopilot.
Totally. And, you know, they speak from experience here.
Right. They've been there.
Because they spent years trying to fit that mold,
Yeah.
ticking off those boxes, climbing that ladder.
And was it?
And they said it wasn't until they started trusting their gut,
Okay.
taking those risks,
Yeah.
embracing those detours,
Those unexpected turns.
that they actually found
of what
that fulfillment.
in their work.
Yeah.
That's so powerful.
And they have this great analogy
Oh, what is it?
of building your own parachute.
Ooh, I like that.
You're not just following someone else's instructions.
Right.
You're actually creating something unique.
It's yours.
It's tailored to you.
It's like custom made.
It's like you're designing your own career parachute.
And sometimes that means like taking that leap of faith,
Oh, for sure.
trusting your gut, even when it doesn't make logical sense.
100%.
You know.
Yes. And like recognizing that it's not always about finding the right answer.
Right.
There's no one path.
It's not like a straight line.
No. It's messy.
It's an adventure.
An adventure. There we
with twists and turns and
unexpected detours.
lumps in the road.
Yes, exactly. And I think
It's part of the fun.
it is. That's such a good point.
You got to embrace the unknown.
Okay, so to wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
it seems like the message here is
How's that?
embrace the unexpected.
Yes.
Trust your gut.
Love it.
and define success on your own terms.
Write your own definition.
Because it's your career.
It's your life.
It is.
And your career is a part of that.
Exactly. And, you don't have to have it all figured out.
Thank goodness, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Could you imagine?
No.
What a boring life that would be.
Right. Like, what would we talk about?
Seriously.
This has been awesome.
This was fun.
Thanks for diving into this with me.
Anytime. Let's do it again.
Until next time, everyone, keep exploring those possibilities.
Keep asking those questions.
And remember, you're writing the story of your own career adventure.
That's your story.